EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. And off we go from Denver. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Already here, they're audible to something else. They'll start on the ground with Irving. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down. These two teams, they met in L.A. earlier in the year with the Chargers coming out victorious. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Denver. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. And Tua's going to change things up.
Solo left Zion. Solo left.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by John Johnson. And the Broncos are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Kings! What's that?
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Hey, alert! Done.
Mayfield looks to throw. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 25 yards there on the catch and run. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Mayfield to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The Broncos at a woeful 1-12 on the year. And whatever promise they had to start the season fully evaporated now as they come in losers of 6 straight.
Well, you know what they often say, winning breeds winning, but unfortunately, the flip side of that can be true as well because this is a club in desperate need of a spark out of somewhere. A big play on offense, turnover, takeaway on defense, something to get them pointed in the right direction. They need it quickly.
Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down. Robinson up the middle. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Second down and 6 now.
Hey, alert!
Lamb in motion left.
What's that?
Mayfield knocks this forward. It's a jet sweep. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Good. Run, run, run. Hey, alert 33. Alert, 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 alert.
Mayfield now. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back up.
Touchdown! Pat Fryermuth. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. Now Tua signaling to change things up. On 1st and 10, here's Irvin. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. If you look at this Bronco defense, they've been dreadful against the run. No getting around at number 32, dead last in the NFL.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they want to move up. In order to do that, they've got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run better.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Now they'll change things up. From the gun, it's Tua. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Looking to pass. Tua. Under pressure, they got him again. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays.
Go ahead. Number 1. 21G, 21G.
From midfield, here's Tua. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
On fourth down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill? And now the rookie's free. Inside the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great play there. 82 yards. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Charger drive about to get going. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Reed. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Now Tua going to change the play. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Johnson's got it complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Now a short one to Gesicki. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Tua going to throw. That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this. Back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. Now a give, Irving running right. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set them up 1st and goal.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Irving will score. Touchdown, Chargers.
And you think about starting this drive, you've just given up a long touchdown, and you're down 14-0 early. If you don't score here, there's a chance you might have to pack this one in before halftime. So that's a great response to go down the field and finish it with the touchdown run.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. A 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. Regular. What's that?
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
Run. Hey, alert 33. What's that?
They're indeed going. It's Mayfield. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Brandon, I have one word for you after that completion for a first down.
Lucky?
Analytics.
Well, the analytics say punt the football there.
So we're changing to analytics as we go, right? What a big-time play for them, and really took a big-time chance.
Yeah, big-time first half chance.
Pistol. Done.
Throwing, Mayfield. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
2nd and 10.
Real. Dead. Kings. Opposite. Hey, alert. Point it right. Dead.
To throw, Mayfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Regular. What's that?
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Finally, this defense makes a stand. They'd given up touchdowns on their first 2 drives, but here they said, we've got to put a stop to that. Good coverage there to force a punting situation and a 4th down.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Hey, alert 33. What's that?
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. That is knocked away and incomplete. The coverage, excellent. And the gadget play is foiled. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Tua. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Ready. All right, fellas.
And Tua's going to change things up.
Ready.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Was that the incorrect read or just more an error on the throw by the quarterback?
I lean more towards the latter because it seemed like he was open there, just missed him on the throw.
And a tough one to miss because now you're dealing with a 4th down. So they'll say no to the 50-yard field goal try. Instead, the offense out there, they're going for it.
Watch it, Oscar. Solo left Zion. Solo left. Hey, 21 TN. Out.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Go ahead. Hey, long.
Handoff running left, Irving. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Bucky Irving with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Kings, Kings, Kings! Hurry, hurry! Opposite, opposite! Done!
Now Mayfield. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
Hey, alert, 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 alert! Point it right, point it right, point it right. Regular, regular, regular.
Here's Mayfield. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Mayfield. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Hey, alert 33. Alert, 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 alert. Pistol, pistol, pistol. What's up?
Mayfield with it once more. A short one there to Freiermuth. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
They'll look to throw again. To the sideline and incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Kings, Kings, Kings! Opposite, opposite. What's that?
And again, it's Mayfield. And he's got it. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this 1st half. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career, that draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
What's that?
Robinson is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the 1st half. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Right. Alert, 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 alert. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Point it right, point it right, point it right. Done.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Quick slant here to Smith. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage, when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback, and they're able to see the route develop.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Set! Pistol, pistol, pistol. Watch out!
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Devontae Smith, 53 yards. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Now Tua signaling to change things up. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And the Broncos get there and take him down. after the sack. Here's 2nd and 11. Tua sets up to pass it. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
From the gun, it's Tua. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Looking to pass. Tua. He finds Wilson. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Straight ahead, it's Irvin. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And they'll run again. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Bucky Irving with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year. And the Chargers are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And we are tied at 21. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the 3rd quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half. Tied after the first 2 drives of the 3rd quarter, 1 for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Kings! Up!
From the gun, Mayfield. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamie and Sherwood. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Here's a handoff to Irving. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. 54 yards for him on the ground now, and 3 touchdowns to go along with it. Now they'll change things around before the snap. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick. Thus, inaccurate, incomplete.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Johnson goes in motion left. That's to the sideline and incomplete. That was a lightning-fast incompletion. He got it, he threw it, and it fell to the ground.
What's that expression, light comes at you fast? In this case, the defenders came even faster. Incomplete.
All right.
Tua on 4th down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal.
Come on, 2. They're right here. Out.
On the handoff, this is Irving. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Second and goal from the 1.
All right, fellas,
now 2 are going to change the play.
Yeah, ready.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Bucky Irving taking it in. And the Chargers have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. Dicker down to tack on the extra point. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
Run.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Hey, alert 33.
Mayfield to throw it. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Mayfield now from the 50. This is Smith with a grab. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 31-yard line.
That's good for Broncos. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Real. What's that?
To throw, Mayfield. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Set. Kings. Up. Hurry.
They'll send the tight end in motion.
Hey, alert. What's that?
Mayfield looks to throw. Out of his hands quickly to CeeDee Lamb.
Hurry.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Point it right. What's that?
Mayfield now. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 1 score down, here we go.
Regular.
They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Run. Hurry. Hey, alert 33. Alert. Pistol. What's that?
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. That is caught. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there.
Hurry.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
33.
The 6-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Now Mayfield. Flushed out right. Fighting to stay upright. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Lamb in motion left. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st. Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on 3rd down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on 3rd down sometimes. It can pop big. In this case, it didn't.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th.
Real. Kings.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. The Charger drive about to get going. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
He's to the 20. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Bucky Irving, 91 yards. And the Chargers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead now up to 14.
Chargers 35, Broncos 21.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
At their own 20-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10.
Point it right. Regular.
Throwing, Mayfield. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Hey, alert 33.
Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Alex Highsmith has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. gets a chance to get after the quarterback, it's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
The Broncos send out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now.
The
two is going to change things up.
Ready.
A run with Irving. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Go ahead.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
Hey, get set.
And now they'll shift things around. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Stays on his feet, and he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Once again, it's Irving. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On the ground, it's Irving. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.